I'm Josh Klein.
And I'm Elise Hugh.
We host a podcast from Accenture called Built for Change.
Every part of every business is being reinvented right now. That means companies are facing brand new pressures to use fast evolving technologies and address shifting consumer expectations.
But with big changes come even bigger opportunities. We've talked with leaders from every corner of the business world to learn how they're harnessing change to totally reinvent their companies.
And how you can do it too.
Subscribe to Built for Change now so you don't miss an episode.
Today on CityCast Boise, swiping through Boise's dating apps can feel like a never-ending nightmare. Our guest Natalie DeWitt gets it. She breaks down the different personalities you'll find, red flags to be aware of, and tells us about a smelly date night that made her never want to touch a dating app again. It's Wednesday, September 13th. I'm Emma Arnold, and this is what Boise is talking about. Let's just dive right into it, Natalie. Is dating in Boise a nightmare?
Honestly, yes. I sometimes feel like it's like truly a lost cause. I don't think it's just me. I was wondering, do I just have a bad picker? Do I just bring this energy into my life? But my friends and I talk about it, and we all collectively just have struggled with the Boise dating scene. So it's a shared experience.
It really is. And you're not alone. I have experienced it. My friends have experienced it. It's not, you're younger than me, so it's not even just like generational. It's been tough to date here. But why do you think that is? Do you think other cities have better dating apps, or is it quality of people, or is this just everywhere? Is it just tough to date?
I've wondered if it's because we're in a smaller town and everyone knows each other. It's like, you talk to somebody that ends up knowing somebody that you've talked to before. And that's something I've wondered. But I have looked through apps in other cities, like when I'm visiting and whatnot. And I feel like it's kind of rough all around. It's like, I don't know what it is. There's definitely more diversity when you go into like bigger cities and stuff. You see different personality types that you don't see here, I feel like. My friend did visit Ecuador and she had luck down there. So maybe it's time to move to Ecuador.
Yeah, maybe it's a national issue, not just Boise.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think you're onto something, though, about the small town thing, because that's something I noticed when I was dating here. Is I would go on a date with somebody and they would be like, they had dated my best friend also, or, my husband has dated some of my friends. You can't, it's so incestuous is my point. It's such a small town and you're probably going to know somebody or they're going to know you already. And yeah, it can be really tough because of that. You're on the apps, right? So for those who aren't on dating apps, what's hot right now? What apps are people using?
I feel like the main ones that me and my friends have used are Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble. Those are the main three I feel like I hear most people talk about.
And which one? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I feel like Hinge is definitely my go-to app. Tinder terrifies me. It's so scary. But Hinge, I feel like it's nice because I'm a personality girl. And so on Hinge, I felt like it was way more personable.
So basically, you're judging people on the profile. I've always found this kind of fascinating. You're judging people based on the profile they created. So you would think that it would be very important to people to make a good profile, but it isn't always. Walk me through that. In your opinion, what does a good profile look like? What makes someone stand out?
Okay, so I feel like it's hard for me because I don't love how superficial it feels to be swiping through photos. And I feel like people's personalities add so much to the profile. But initially, when you're looking through someone's profile, I feel like ways to stand out are probably to be authentic and have a good sense of humor. I'm a humor girl. I love to laugh. And so if somebody has something in there that I think is hilarious, I'm like, instantly, you're 10 times hotter. So I would say adding personality into your bio is another thing. And then some people, they add a bunch of filters or there's only one photo. I feel like the key to success is having multiple photos, kind of showing what your life looks like, but putting all that on your profile, I feel like makes you stand out so much more.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because I think, a complaint I hear from a lot of men is, that women are so superficial and they just swipe through profiles. And I'm like, women are swiping through your profile not because of the photo, because of the way you look, but the photos you posted are
Yes.
so terrible a lot of times.
Yeah.
I've seen so many of my women friends like show pictures of like the blurriest half photo of a person that you're like, how would I even make a judgment? And it's not about like their physical appearance. It's more like you said, like, I want to see you in your element. I want to see
Yes.
who are your friends? Where do you go? What do you do for fun? Your photos should tell a story of who you are. And then added bonus if you actually wrote a bio that tells me who you are and what you're
1000%.
about. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Wait, are you gaming? On a Chromebook?
Yep. It's got a high-res 120Hz display, plus this killer RGB keyboard. And I can access thousands of games anytime, anywhere.
Stop playing.
What?
Get out of here.
Huh?
Yeah, I want you to stop playing and get out of here so I can game on that Chromebook.
Got it.
Discover the ultimate cloud gaming machine, a new kind of Chromebook.
I'm Josh Klein.
And I'm Elise Hugh.
We host a podcast from Accenture called Built for Change.
Every part of every business is being reinvented right now. That means companies are facing brand new pressures to use fast evolving technologies and address shifting consumer expectations.
But with big changes come even bigger opportunities. We've talked with leaders from every corner of the business world to learn how they're harnessing change to totally reinvent their companies.
And how you can do it too.
Subscribe to Built for Change now so you don't miss an episode.
So you mentioned earlier some like going to other towns and sort of finding a diversity of personality. Is there like a common Boise personality pattern that you notice as you're swiping through these apps?
Yes. I think I could break them into categories. I feel in Boise and Idaho specifically, there's a very big majority of men who fish, hunt, like they're kind of the ones with flags in their truck that they'll post pictures of that. Just kind of that good country y'all energy. Like, how's it going, y'all?
Yeah.
And then there's also the skater boys. I feel like that's a whole sub personality. Car guys. And I feel like most car guys have the bio like looking for a passenger princess.
Oof.
And that is something I've seen. If I took a shot for every time I saw that, I would, yeah,
You'd
it's
be dead.
a lot. Yes, I'd be, I'm in the ER. Also, I feel like there's the party guy that all their photos are just like messy drinking photos, which I guess, you're showing your personality off in all of these personality types. But, and then also the world traveler.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the world traveler is like they're in their van, they're out like exploring, climbing, hiking. So I would say those are the main ones I see in Idaho.
Yeah, a lot of my friends complain about the fish in the profile picture. And there does seem to be something in the Boise male psyche that thinks that if you show a gal a fish, she is going to come swimming for you. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of fish, like so many more than you would think in profile photos.
It's a lot. When I first got on the app, I was like, oh my goodness. It was a lot to take in. Yeah.
Do you have any immediate red flags or icks when like when you're swiping that you're just like, absolutely not?
I feel like if someone has like one photo or it's just there's not a lot on their profile, even like a bio, there's a bunch lacking there. That gives red flags. I would say the voice memos on Hinge can sometimes give you the biggest ick and you're like, I can't get past this. It's not even a red flag. It's just a huge ick.
That seems so brave to me, that putting a voice memo on. And I only say this because people have played like ones that they thought were awful. And I that to me is like, that's very brave and very vulnerable to put a voice memo up of, you know, because like you said, like, you're taking a swing. If you're trying to be funny, if you're trying to be cute, whatever, you're taking a pretty big swing there, more than a photo or a bio.
For sure. I feel like usually if it's humor, it's fine. But a lot of people will do like serious prompt answers.
Can you do an impersonation of one for me? Will you do one? Please, Natalie, do it. You don't have to quote for like one word for word, but like what is one of the worst ones you've heard?
One of the worst ones, I can think of it right off the bat. So yeah, you're looking through their profile and it's like, what is your biggest red flag? And then the voice memo is like, I would say that my biggest red flag is that I love too hard. I've been told in many of my relationships that I give too much. And then literally it's just like this low, melancholy, like soft
My problem
voice.
is I'm too good of a dude and it's a real issue like that. Like, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
but some people answer it so seriously and like softly. And I'm like, oh, it's just a little, it's like, I love too hard and too much. And it's just like, oh no.
Oof.
Get him out of here.
Oof. Have you had any like really bad experience? I mean, not like, have you ever had bad experiences? Have you had stuff that's like turned you off to the whole thing? Do you mind sharing?
1000%.
Yeah, of course you have. I mean, you're a
am
woman on the internet. Of course. I already know the answer is yes, but.
Yeah, I would say I've had some interesting experiences, and I actually just deleted all of my apps because of this situation specifically. Last week. I got off of all of them. I was like, I can't do this. So I went on a few dates with a guy, and we ended up coming back to my place. We were going to play some board games because I'm a game girl. And then while we're at my place, like, he just starts farting. Like, I'm not even joking. It was like at least 7 times. And I was kind of like, is your stomach upset? And he's like, yeah, like it's just a little upset. Like, I'm good though. And I was like, if you need to go to the bathroom, feel free. Like, my bathroom, I got the poopery in there, dude. Take it out. Like, go do what you need to do.
Please do.
Yeah, I was like, please, so I don't have to keep smelling your farts. Like, you're totally just good to go. And he was like, no, I'm good. And I just was prying. I'm like, do you have IBS? Like, what's going on? Like, because it just kept, it was like so intense. And so I ended up just telling him, like, if you need to go home, feel free. And he ended up staying, and it was just so awkward. And I was like, listen, I don't even know how to kick you out. Like, I felt so bad. My family was not raised like no, I don't think I've ever heard my parents ever fart in front of each other. And so for me, that's just not the norm.
I mean, I come from a very open fart family, and that wouldn't be the norm for me. If somebody on a first date was like farting and farting and farting and farting, I would. And it's so funny that you're like, do you need to go home and take care of this? And he's like, no, I'm just going to stink up your living room. That's
literally
fine.
I'm like, I can't even get into my game. Like, I can't even really, strategize in my games because I'm just like, I am so caught off guard right now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is not what I was expecting you to say. And and I do kind of love that. What turned you off to the dating apps was Fart City happening in your living room.
City. Literally, yeah. I don't know. I was like, this is just too much. Like, I got off of these.
That's incredible. And honestly, I feel like is one of the best dating stories I've ever heard.
Oh gosh.
I mean, this maybe is the one where you're like, I'm going to take my grandma's advice and try to meet somebody at church, like you're I'm going to try and meet someone at board game club for sure.
Well, yeah. Bingo.
Well, what do you think? Is there any hope for Boise? Like, could it improve? Do you think love is out there? Do you still have faith? Or did the fart man, did he just wreck this for every nice person out there for you?
I think I'm in a fragile state from that situation. No, just kidding. I do think there's hope. Like, I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love, and I love the idea of dating apps working out. I think that honestly, I am at the point now where I'm just ready to take, good old grandma's advice and meet someone organically. But I'm just hoping I can go through life and find my person. I'm just done swiping through the apps. It's so bad out there. So I think there is hope.
Yeah, I think there is. And I want to believe that, maybe farting in front of someone 7 times, maybe that's a strategy where you're like, I'm just going to be myself and I have IBS and this is who I am and someone's going to love me 100% for all of my personality quirks.
You got to show all your cards.
You got to show your cards. Well, Natalie, thank you so much for sharing all of this. And I have hope for you. I think you're going to find love out there, and it's going to be at a board game club. That's my guess. Not the apps, probably.
I know. I'm going to have to start going to some events.
That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the show, check out our Hey Boise newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more local stories from around the city. Bye.